My name is Dave Farrell, and I'm the Director of Auxiliary Programs here at Rectory School. One of my roles here as the Director of Auxiliary Programs is Summer at Rectory. Summer at Rectory is a 4-week program in July that's two-week sessions with both day and boarding opportunities. And the program itself is both instructional and recreational. Outside of that, I do other activities. My day includes spending time responding to emails, inquiries about Summer at Rectory. I reach out to coaches for the swim team and for other activities to make sure that we're prepared for that. I coach swimming as part of my role here. I will also be one of our adventures coach. So that's going to be our hiking, mountain biking, low ropes course. And then I'm always looking to see how I can build new programming, which includes spending time outdoors on our trails. Within our low ropes area, in our wooded area, we have mountain bike / hiking trails. As I started here, I would go out and kind of inspect and learn and just try to understand kind of the feel that the Rectory trails had. And then I started to maintain, clean up, but also expand the trails. Our trails are probably 2 to 3 miles if you were to take advantage of every single foot of every single trail. They're not all linked together. So one of the cool things that I want to do is link them together so that someone could mountain bike for miles and miles while staying on the Rectory campus, or hike for miles and miles while staying on campus. Outside of that, there's just woods. There's acres and acres of woods with those trails going through it. So there's just lots of fun opportunities. We have streams and creeks that go through these woods with a few bridges over it, so it's just a cool thing to see. But we also have massive trees, and we have a lean-to for, if we wanted to, we could have an overnight trip out there, a camping trip. And so there's a lot back there that you can't see from the road. There's a lot back there that you really can't see till you're in it and experiencing it. Our low ropes challenge course was previously a nice course, and then over the time it started to fall into disrepair. And one of the first things that I did here during my first few weeks was to inspect and then work with Mr. Williams to have a new course built, which is actually was accomplished in November of 2022. We have 8 elements on our low ropes challenge course right now, and I hope to continue to build that and hopefully add some high elements so that we can have more for the kids to experience and just continue to build the program. Then I would want to add some nature learning. So, just tree identification or shrub identification, or we have a couple of wetland areas that would also be fun, and just to incorporate that with some of our science teachers here to make sure that they're getting opportunities to utilize, and it's a fun activity for everyone to get out and just learn and enjoy nature, but also participate in nature and to see it's beautiful out here. My goal is to continue to build programs that get me outdoors, but also get me outdoors with the students, because I think they're going to see my enthusiasm, my love for nature, and hopefully start to grow some of their love for nature. Well, I grew up in Florida. As a teenager, I was in Boy Scouts and attended Boy Scout camps. One year I went in as a counselor in training, a CIT, and I spent 1 week as a CIT, and at the end of that week, the director invited me to stay for the rest of the summer. So I went from a volunteer trainee to a counselor, and I was 15 years old. I was instantly hooked. I knew that this is kind of where my life would ultimately want to go. I went to school at University of Florida for first part of my collegiate career, and then I actually transferred up to Northern Vermont University. In both places I studied education with a concentration in history. While attending University of Florida, I got a job at a summer camp in the Berkshires of Massachusetts, and I instantly fell in love with New England. The mountains, the seasons, the people, everything about it. So as a hopeful ski bum, one year I decided to pack up from University of Florida and move up north. I started researching different colleges and universities near ski resorts, and I found Northern Vermont University, which is right near Smuggler's Notch, which is a ski resort. I got accepted to the university. I got a job at Smuggler's Notch running the children's programs. So I was the children's ski school director and the summer camp director. And again, that experience helped me grow as a leader, but it also helped me to understand that I was on the right path. From there, I actually moved to Connecticut, where I had met my wife, and so I moved to Connecticut and got a position at the YMCA of Greater Springfield, which is actually in Massachusetts. There I was the executive director of education. That job actually led me to a position at Renbrook School, which is an independent school here in Connecticut. And I ran the auxiliary programs there with a day camp. All of these experiences have led me here to Rectory School as the director of auxiliary programs. I live in Connecticut with my wife and 2 daughters. We like to, as a family, we like to participate in fun activities outside. Sometimes it's skiing or canoeing or swimming. We love to go on nature hikes and really just get out and experience the outdoors. One thing that I'm super excited about is hiking. I've spent many years hiking different sections of the Long Trail, which is a hiking trail that goes through Vermont. I've also done many sections of the Appalachian Trail, which is a almost 2,500 mile trail that goes from Georgia all the way through to Maine. I went to school to be an educator, and I quickly found out that my passion really lies in the outdoor education, or the non-traditional out of the classroom education. So while certain activities will still be in the classroom, my goal is always to have learning happen everywhere. So if it's on a nature hike, if it's on a mountain bike trip, if it's on a Frisbee golf course, really the learning can happen anywhere. And I think sometimes the students, the campers, the kids don't know what's happening. So they're learning, they're growing, they're having experiences that they might not have had before. And for them, they're changing. And I think that's an important part of how I see my role as an educator, is to help them grow and learn and experience things that maybe they wouldn't experience otherwise. Throughout my career, I've taken kids to various places. It could be the top of a mountain, it could be skiing down the mountain. Sometimes it's as simple as getting on a chairlift, or trying something new on a ropes course, or mountain biking. But things that I've always seen is when a young person experiences something new and they're nervous or scared, or they think they can't, and then we get them to do it, they are, not only are they excited, but they're proud. And I try to take that opportunity to help them understand that they persevered, that they tried hard and they pushed through and were able to become successful, even though originally they didn't think they could. And that's a takeaway that I think is real important, because we can help build resiliency, help build really confidence and a sense of understanding of themselves by helping to push through challenging things. With the growing prevalence of screens, schools, classrooms, everyone's using a screen, I think it's important to have some time where there's no screens, where we are, again, out of that traditional classroom, spending time in nature, spending time outside. I've often seen when we take kids outside, especially if it's not a place they've spent a lot of time, they change. And sometimes it's they go a little wild and run around and just have a good time experience. But sometimes they quiet down and look around and see things and that maybe they hadn't seen before, and they take notice, and they look at the stream, they look at the brook, they look at the trees, and they just say, oh wow, and they maybe see something that they hadn't seen before. They get excited for something they hadn't seen before. It's fun to watch that transition happen as people go outside. When I go outside, when I get outdoors, I always feel better. I feel the fresh air, even if it's a freezing cold day, the cool wind on my face or the hot sun. I just take a deep breath and I just feel better. I feel, sometimes it's how I manage stress, sometimes it relaxes me, sometimes it energizes me. The getting outside is always, seems like it always fits whatever I need at the moment. And that's one of the reasons I enjoy working here, and I enjoy having that opportunity to get outside and to participate in all that Rectory has to offer. One thing that's amazing about Rectory School is the sense of community. Everybody here seems to be part of a family, and it could start as easy as in the dorm, but everywhere I go, it's friendly, welcoming, and just a fun place to be.